On the Norfolk Southern, the E designation in locomotives can stand for at least one of three things: eco, efficiency, or enhance. And when it comes to locomotive spotting, the Norfolk Southern is the railroad to be rail fanning because NS has been blazing new trails and extending new boundaries in terms of secondhand locomotive rebuilding. One of the designs added to the NS roster over the past few years is the MP15E. Among the enhancements made to these end-cap switchers was the replacing of the main generator, the main alternator, and the original 645E engine being upgraded to Tier 0 and the trucks and car body overhauled and traction control added. All of these modifications were done at the shops of Roanoke, Virginia. The locos were repainted at Altoona along with the upgrading of their alignment control draft gear. The SD40E is a diamond of a diesel built from a dinosaur of a diesel, the ill-fated SD50. Ever since the SD50 was first produced, it was a troubled locomotive from the start. A finicky electrical system, engine failures, and excessive vibrations doomed it from the beginning and made it the starting point for which General Electric was able to usurp EMD as the top diesel locomotive manufacturer in the 1980s. Ironically, the C39-8E suffered a lot of these same problems. With all of that said, leave it to the talented folks at the Juniata shops in Altoona to turn the red-headed stepchild of the 20th century diesel age into some of NS's most reliable locomotives on its system. The upturn started in November of 2008 when the first SD50 stepped into the Juniata shops to have their service lives extended and stepped out reborn as SD40Es. A complete rebuilding utilizing new and remanufactured parts included, but was not limited to, a rebuilt 645 prime mover, microprocessors, automatic start and stop, and a new electrical cabinet with a refurbished air-conditioned cab. Units that were geared for long hood forward operation were rightly changed to short hood operation, and some units were even rebuilt with electronic air brakes, cab signals, and locomotive speed limiter. These new darlings now generate 90,500 pounds of tractive effort, and the first 30 units rebuilt were equipped with helper link for service on the Pittsburgh line, with the rest used in ballast and work train service. The last SD50, number 5424, went in for refurbishing in September 2013, and since then the NS has no longer had any SD50s on the roster. Ex-Norfolk Southern units were numbered from 6300 to 6311, and ex-Conrail units were numbered from 6312 to 6357. Number 6332 is the ex-Conrail number 6723, and later the ex-Norfolk Southern 5414 that was built in December of 1983 and rebuilt in January of 2011. Because this is an ex-Conrail locomotive, it has the flexi-coil trucks that were common on Conrail EMD SDs way back in the 70s and 80s. The SD60E program was designed to upgrade 1980s SD60s with current electronic controls and crashworthiness upgrades. This program was one of the most innovative and ambitious programs for any railroad at the time. The rebuilds featured some unique in-house innovations, with the most obvious being the Norfolk Southern designed Crescent cab, which meets the FRA crashworthiness standards and is manufactured by Curry Supply of Curry, Pennsylvania, not far from the Juniata shops at Altoona. And in addition to the funky new cab, the rebuilds got a whole new bevy of goodies, including a Tier 0 Plus 16710 G3B prime mover, rated at 4,000 horsepower compared to the standard SD60's 3,800 horsepower. The engine's performance is enhanced even more by the electronic fuel injection and a patent-pending split cooling system designed by Don Falker and his Juniata mechanical supervisor Bill Thompson. This makes the locomotive 7% more fuel efficient, and the new rebuilds even received a new electrical cabinet, wiring, microprocessors, and a NOR electronic brake. Like all of the locomotives in this video, the EMD GP59 model is unique to NS, and only 36 units were ever built between 1985 and 1989. The GP59s have also been upgraded to E locomotives like the 4660 and some GP59 Ecos, making this a very rare locomotive in railroading. Not as rare as the Jeep 38-2 Eco number 5301. The ex-Penn Central ex-Conrail Jeep is among the rarest of the rare, the only one in existence that I know of. For Trains 21, call me AC.